Over the last several days, I've been thinking about what I wanted to say. You guys have stolen most of the thunder. But I'll try to, I've been trying to kind of reconstruct it, and if I get a little disjointed, please understand that I've left some things out that I was going to say. I'll try to embellish what it was and maybe add a perspective to some of the things that have already been mentioned. I got back to Philadelphia in 1965. It was then California Packing Corporation. And Dick was one of my first underlings, and I was immediately impressed with John's insight in the quality of the people he hired. Dick was a terrific guy. I was trying to educate him on the company. He introduced me to Lebanon bologna, Philadelphia cheesesteaks, and hoagies. It's funny, when he got here, I could never return the favor and instill in him an appreciation for Dungeness crab. That's right. But we both got back to the West Coast, and to kind of pick up on some of the things that were being said before, there was softball. And the fact that Dick was a really, really natty dresser. And his trouble with punctuality. On more than one occasion, Dick was out in his suit pants and wingtips taking infield practice. And then he'd get the bat and still, knock the cover off the ball. The old corner. This is before Bart. And if you weren't in a carpool or drove yourself, you rode the Greyhound. And the Greyhound ran express service for a little while, and then they went to the milk runs that stopped everywhere. And I missed this one, but Dick and another Belmonte person who shall remain unnamed managed to catch one of the milk runs after an evening of fellowship. Slept through to Pittsburgh, which was the end of the line. Now, fortunately, the driver lived in Oakland and took pity on them and dropped them in Walnut Creek on his way back to home, which made it a little easier for the wives to come down and pick them up. Again, on punctuality, Dick was one of the people that if you had a dinner party, you invite people to come at 7, Dick at 6:30, in hopes that they might kind of get there at about the same time. When Dick left, I had left Del Monte, was in consulting and in what they call career transition. And when Dick left S&W, he wanted some help with his resume, and I helped him put together a resume. He wasn't ready to retire at that point. A guy not known for blowing his own horn. It was like pulling teeth to get him to talk about what he had done at not only Del Monte, but S&W. And the finished product was, if I don't mind saying so myself, a real masterpiece. Not due to my efforts, but because of what it told about this guy and what he had done with that company. But beyond his professional accomplishments, it's who Dick was as a person that I think has the greatest impact. As has been mentioned before, generosity, warmth, compassion, understanding, patience. Chris, I never saw him raise his voice in anger or lose his temper. And his sense of humor. The Sunday before he left us, my wife, John and Joyce, went down to see him. And we hadn't seen the Hurleys for a while, and my wife had some health issues, and Joyce, she was filling Joyce in on what she was going through. And John and I were bringing each other up to speed on our respective ailments and malfunctioning body parts, whatever. And Dick listened to all this, and finally, at a break, said, "Well, if you guys came down to cheer me up, you're doing a hell of a job." He wasn't terribly punctual, but the one time, damn him, that he was early was leaving us.